show. We're live in the pits of Metal Chaos with the one and only, and with Joey Saturn of Stormrazor, a progressive thrash metal band from St. Louis. So what's up, Joey?
Hey, what do you say, Pits of Metal Chaos? This is Joey Saturn from Stormrazor talking to Tanya, the metal mama.
I like
what
that
questions
name.
have you got for me today?
Oh, I got shitloads. I probably have so many questions we probably won't be able to finish it during the show. Anyways, so remember that Forbidden show at Full Bar?
Of course I do. Craig and I are friends, and that was probably, what,
7 years ago.
2011?
2011, yeah, summer 2011.
Reuniting for an album.
Yeah, what was it?
Album.
Fate of Chaos tour? Which tour was it?
Omega Wave.
Omega Wave tour, yeah, I still have the... You know what's so funny? Matt Camacho gave me his, what do they call those little passes?
Oh, his little lanyard?
Yeah, he gave me his little lanyard. He forgot I had it. It's sitting there on a picture frame.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, you went to the Kansas City show too, right?
Yes, and me and my friend Bill, who's also a mutual friend with
Bill
Craig,
Shields,
were actually talking about following them along to Denver and helping them out too, but, you know, life gets in the way, work commitments and all that. You just can't be rock stars all the time. Real life comes into play sometimes.
It sucks they broke up, right?
Yeah. I mean, Craig's got some new stuff with Dress the Dead that's supposed to be coming out. But
whatever happened
was a great band, a big influence on a lot of my writing. And
what happened to Craig's other band?
Style. Say it again.
What happened to Craig's other band? Spiral Remains or something like that?
For that info, you probably have to call him up and interview him.
Not in the mood right now. Maybe Dave will do that one. So, right off the bat, tell me about your band Stormrazor, when it started, how'd you guys form, how'd you guys all meet and stuff like that.
Well, Stormrazor is kind of an amalgam of some other St. Louis bands, namely Lovely Destruction, which was a former band of mine. We have two members that were in that band, and then we recently recruited Vince Kelly from formerly Thorhammer, who we played with a lot with Lovely Destruction. So it's a great bunch of guys, and we got a newcomer, Kevin Robinson, who's one of the most solid rhythm players out there. And as far as this band, how it started, you could say it started in St. Louis when me and Chris Height from Lovely Destruction got together and started writing, but technically I had the concept and the name and logo when I was in Denver looking for musicians to start a band, but then I ended up coming back to St. Louis. Me, Chris, and E got together, and Stormrazor was born about 2 years ago, and we've been playing out for about a year now.
So, what made you guys pick progressive thrash metal?
We just write really hard shit because we want to throw everything at the wall, I guess. So we don't try to make it progressive. We just like thrash, and it just becomes progressive because we write 10-minute long songs and don't know when to stop writing riffs.
Hell yeah. You know I love thrash metal.
Who doesn't?
That's my number one thing.
Stupid people.
Then comes black and then death. Or black thrash or death thrash, whatever. There's so many genres of metal.
Yeah, and we that's why we kind of use the moniker progressive, because we're more in the thrash side, but we have elements of death metal, doom metal, traditional metal, classic metal, even like you could even go as far as saying even some jazz parts and some neoclassical at times. We kind of just sort of, like I said, throw everything that we like at the wall and just base our songwriting off what we like, and we're so diverse. I mean, Kevin's more of like the new metal guy, and more of the modern metal style. Chris is more the death and blackened. E has more of a alternative rock and new kind of rock scene. I'm more traditional metal and classic rock, and Vince is just thrash and jazz and funk and reggae and whatever tickles his fancy at any given moment.
Oh yeah.
So it's an eclectic mix of styles and influences that kind of just mishmash into this crazy ball of chaos that we like to call Stormrazor.
Metal Chaos, Pits of Chaos. Yeah,
Yes.
like my show.
See, it all ties together. It was like I meant to do that. It's like a segue, right?
Yeah. You met me, then 2 years later I started a radio show. Too bad I didn't hit you up before then.
Say
Because,
again.
too bad I didn't hit you up before then and got you on my show.
Hey, you can call me up anytime and I'll jump on.
Oh, yeah, I started the show like 3 to 5 years ago. And then, since then I had, the first people I had on the show was like, Craig, Steve Smith, all from Forbidden Mac Macho. Then the Warbeast guys, then the Rigor Mortis. Then I had Exodus, DRI, and all that shit. Just all these bands, man. Too many bands. So,
A lot of nice name drops.
yep.
I guess it's nice to be included in that kind of a caliber of a league, I guess.
Well, I would consider you part of the Forbidden past. I would put you in a Forbidden range, the Slayer range, Exodus, and stuff like that. So, anyways, tell me, what other bands were you in prior to this band, or any other bands that you have going on right now?
Far too many. I was in Conquest, who are a nationally signed band on Dark Star Records. I played with them for 2 years, playing bass and toured with them. I was in Lovely Destruction, which was kind of, me, Chris, and E's former band that became Stormrazor. That band was together for 6 years, and we did a lot around St. Louis. Played in a punk band called SEK, an alternative rock band called Leftovers. I was in a metal band, My Damage Done, Nitro Space, Young Jaguars. I mean, the list goes on and on with bands I've been in the last 15 years.
What's your second band that you're in right now?
There's no second band. I'm just in Stormrazor.
Okay.
I may have a project coming up with the former singer of Lovely Destruction, Mr. Andrew Ortega.
Nice.
Anyone who's familiar with Lovely Destruction or the Damnation Army would know that name.
Yeah,
but it's kind of just in talks right now. Nothing solid. So when the official announcement needs to be made, then it shall be made.
Do you play any instruments?
I play guitar, bass. I dabble with the keyboards, and obviously right now I'm doing just the vocals for Stormrazor.
So with this new band that's in the projects, you'll be playing guitar or bass? Which one?
Are you talking about with Stormrazor or
no, with the band that you have in the projects going on?
Oh, the one that's, well, like I said, it's just in talks right now. If anything, I'd probably just be playing guitar, but like I said, nothing's solidified right now, so that's not even kind of worth talking about.
Oh, what kind of guitars do you own?
Too many?
Like
every guitarist, I have too many. Addiction. I have about 15 of them.
What's your favorite guitar? Which one's your favorite?
My favorite is my Dean Dave Mustaine BM&T. I have 2 of them. I have the low-end model that, bolt-on neck and factory stock pickups. And then I have the high-end that's the Dave specifications with the neck through active pickups and his custom pickups and all that. And to be quite honest, it's a low-end model to me. I love playing that one more. To me, it just sounds better than the high-end model. But that's how guitars go, you just gotta find something you like, and sometimes the cheap stuff works just as good as the really expensive stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm a Dean guy as far as guitars. I like Deans and I like Les Pauls. Fuck Fender Strat. I've never been a Strat guy. Just give me a Les Paul and give me a nice Dean for metal, and I'm good.
Well, the guitar I had that was stolen from me back in April was a black Ibanez Les Paul knockoff lookalike. Motherfucker stole it. Anyways,
even those knockoff Les Pauls, man. I used to have Samick Les Paul, and that was just as good as any Gibson that I've ever played.
Man, that Ibanez guitar was beautiful. It played beautiful. It felt so comfortable in my hands. Anyways, I also had Dave Mustaine Dean Peace Cells, the orange one, Flying V. Yeah, I had one of those. I sold it off.
That's one of my favorite records of all time as far as heavy metal
Peace Cells,
goes.
yeah.
Dave Mustaine is the reason, I'm kind of in this. He kind of taught me how to play guitar by listening to those albums, him and Chris Poland.
Did you meet
and
him face to
got me
face?
into metal. I've never met him, no.
Well, when I met him, he was a dick.
And that's what everyone says. And um, I've always said, if I were to meet Dave Mustaine and he were not to be a dick to me, I would kind of be disappointed.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Everyone knows he's a dick, and everyone knows he's Dave Mustaine. And as far as I'm concerned, he's put out some of the best
Oh
music
yeah.
and written some of the best compositions as far as metal goes. So he's earned every right to be a dick.
So when was the last show you guys played?
The last show we played, a couple months ago at the Way Out Club, opening for Kansas City band Van Lade, and we were with our buddies in Thorhammer, and
Oh,
I believe Sunworm also opened up.
I've interviewed Van Lade.
Yeah, those guys are good guys.
Yeah.
I met the singer a long time ago at an Overkill concert, and Ron Lipnicki actually after the Overkill show, we went to this little dive bar, and there were some metal bands playing, and Ron got bored and wanted to play again after he just got done playing, and jumped up on stage with some, local metal band, and happened to be Brett Scott from Van Lake singing. So that was really cool that, when we opened for him, we got to share that story and be like, oh yeah, we've met before. It's the metal scene, no matter what geographical area you are, seems to be, kind of a small, tight-knit community where no matter where you're from, you're going to run into somebody you know or met at a previous show before, especially when you're been in it for so long and
Oh yeah.
Go around everywhere. And yeah.
Oh yeah. Tell us about the show tomorrow. How'd you? Well, no. And I'll tell everybody about your show tomorrow. Promote it.
Promote it. That's what we've been trying to do. The show tomorrow at Utopia Studios, where we have rehearsed for at least 8 years, and so many other great bands rehearse there. Amy and Spence Harrison run the place. It's a fantastic place just to hang out and have a beer, or if you have a band to rehearse, or if you just want to, learn an instrument, rent a room and learn. They have a great upstairs and downstairs venue. We will be in the upstairs venue tomorrow night. It's called the Mecca, with 2 great bands. A thrash band called Adamantium. Doesn't get any more metal than that.
Yeah.
And Seventh Sword, which are a progressive instrumental neoclassical awesome fucking band who has my former guitar player, Mr. John El Paso Knuckles from Lovely Destruction, playing with them. So it'll be a great, lineup for just metal. It's only $5. Show at 8. I think I have this flyer in front of me. I got all these shows and shit that you gotta keep track of. Getting old, doesn't work anymore. Anyways, yes, Utopia, Saturday, St. Louis. Look it up online. Look it up on our Facebook, Instagram, all that noise. Stormrazor, just type it in. Storm and Razor as in a razor blade. So pretty easy to find. All the information's there. I wish I could explain it a little better, but the metal show, $5 at the door, 8 o'clock at Utopia.
And what
There's
other
the promotion?
what other shows do you have scheduled after this show?
The next one would be October 7th, and that would be in St. Charles, Missouri, at the Redfish Bluefish for Death by Metal magazine. They're starting to do this local showcase of metal bands once a month at the Redfish Bluefish, and trying to build something out of that. So anyone in the area of that area should also come out and support that and what those guys do. They cover a lot of stuff around St. Louis and a lot of great bands, and not just the local scene but the national scene, and they really try hard to put St. Louis kind of on the map as far as a viable spot for up-and-coming metal bands and for metal shows to come here more often and venues to support heavy metal.
And don't you guys work with Yvonne Loveland?
We work with her. We played some shows for her, both as Love Destruction and as Stormrazor. And she's actually manages one of my former bands, Conquest. So I've known her for years, played many shows with her, and she's always been really good to me. And yeah, I have nothing but praise for Yvonne and everything she does in the Midwest for all the bands out here. And everything she does with Voodoo Queen Promotions.
Yeah,
She's a
Voodoo.
fantastic person, a fantastic promoter, and needs to keep it up for as long as she can.
Yeah, I remember a couple years back she contacted me about working with her or something. I don't even remember. My memory's really foggy on that stuff. It just this was around. Yeah, she did contact me. But anyways, so let me ask you, how many songs have you guys written so far?
that's that's a loaded question. As songs, because me and Chris are always writing, and we've always got ideas cooking in the fucking oven. We've got probably like at least 25 songs, but I mean, as far as rehearsed and worked out and got the kinks out for live playing, we're probably up to 10 of those. And like I said, a lot of our songs kind of have a little bit more complexity than the average band, so it takes a little bit for us to work some stuff out. But we have, we will be debuting a brand new song this Saturday, and we've got some extra surprises that we've been working on. So anyone who's a metal fan of, any genre, era, and decade, we've got something special for all those guys. Just the metalheads for metalheads type of thing. We've got something special. We'll just leave it at that. It's a surprise.
Are you guys working on an album or EP?
We've been in talks with the studio about recording. We were doing a demo ourselves when our original guitar player left right before we got Vince, so we kind of had to scrap that and just trying to get Vince into the fold, and all that has taken some time, and now, booking shows. So we want to get pretty solid live with him and some of the new stuff before we go in and start recording. But the plans for an EP and an album are in the works. Same with merch. We have T-shirts right now on the way. We have decals and stickers and all that stuff coming. So anyone who's interested in that, just come to a show. Shirts are there, $10, and we're always working on new art, new designs, new songs. As soon as we get things worked out with this studio we've been talking to, we'll announce that, and hopefully it won't take too long to have something out for everybody to listen to, pop into their cars, put on their Spotify, their phone, however they like to consume music these days.
Or download off Amazon. Or iTunes. Stupid MP3s. Yes. MP3s took over the world, man.
I know. These days,
I prefer CDs.
I'm a little older, so I'm still a little old school.
I'm sorry. I still prefer CDs. I still prefer CDs. I have six CD player in my car. That's when I play CDs.
As do I. It's like, you spend all this time, money, and effort into a song and recording it, and thousands of dollars in a studio just for everything to be dwindled down to a 99-cent MP3 off of,
Amazon
nowadays.
iTunes,
but I guess that's the music scene these days. So I'd rather just do it live and
old school. Okay, best show you have played so far within the last year.
Best show we've played within the last year. Quite honestly, I would say it would be our second show last year, when our buddies from Conquest were headlining Pops and asked us to open last minute after they saw some of our videos from our first show, and it was good to play on stage with them again and hang out with them. And there's video footage of all that online. It was a tribute show, so we actually did that tribute because Nick Menza from Megadeth had recently died, so we covered Tornado Souls, and my drummer did a drum solo covering a bunch of Nick Menza parts, and that was really cool, and the crowd really dug it. So I'd say that was probably the highlight of all of the shows we've had so far. But hopefully we'll knock it out of the water with this one, because you can look to the past shows, but for me, I'm ready for the next show and making that the best show. So that's where all my energy and focus is right now.
Yep. What do you think about social media?
It's a disease. If I am to be negative and pessimistic, it's not because I'm like some old man that's just like, damn these kids and their technology. It just to me, Facebook and Twitter just brings out a lot of the stupidity of humanity. Everyone's got a voice, and apparently that voice is not very intelligent. They don't think things through. So they just spit it out as soon as it comes to their brain without
What
thinking it through.
what happened to spanking the kids? What happened to that?
I have no kids, so that's
No.
not my area.
I mean, when we grew up, we were spanked. You were spanked, right?
Sure.
Yeah, we were spanked. What happened to the parents spanking the kids? It's just been taken out of the scene.
They stopped listening to metal and they started listening to John Mayer. I have no idea.
They started listening to Lil Wayne and shit like that.
Possibly.
Anyways, remember back in the 80s and 90s when we grew up, there was no cell phones, no internet. We had to call each other on a house phone to come hang out with each other.
That is correct.
Remember that? We were outside all the time. Now, none of these kids are outside. They're inside playing video games. And talking to each other through live video messenger screens.
And to me, that's fine. Every generation has their own little thing and their own shtick. I don't think it's, kids playing outside and playing in the woods and building tree houses or sitting on Minecraft building whatever. Creativity is creativity. If you're outside, you're inside. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me either way as far as that goes in societal standpoint.
It don't bug me. It's lesser kids getting hit by cars.
Yeah, now they're getting hit by cars in Grand Theft Auto Online, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, getting hit by cars. That's where they can play in traffic now.
Or they're beating people up in Grand Theft Auto.
That's right. Keep it out of the schoolyard. Do it on the video games.
Yeah.
Talk your track there over your headset.
So, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food.
Uh-huh.
Anything Mexican, I guess.
Mexican, huh? Cool. What's your favorite drink? Non-alcoholic or alcoholic?
As far as drink, I guess coffee.
Coffee.
I can't really live without coffee. Always in my veins. As far as alcoholic drink, I'm a Jack Daniels man. Usually before I go on stage, I'll have a Jack on the rocks just to kind of, unnerve the vocal cords a little bit, loosen them up, and, as far as beer, anything in a green bottle, really. I usually stick with the Heineken, Mickey's, Sierra Nevada.
Slayer.
That kind of stuff.
Slayer, Jeff Hanneman. Slayer.
Slayer, yes.
Yeah, the guy who died. What's his name? Jeff
Hanneman?
Yeah, Jeff Hanneman. What do you think about Lemmy when he passed away?
That was incredibly sudden and incredibly sad. I was a huge Motorhead fan, so it really sucked that he had passed.
Oh, I love Motorhead. I loved that one song. I am the game, you don't want to play me, I am controlled, no one can take me. That was Triple H's theme song.
Yes, it was.
Oh, you used to watch wrestling back in the day, didn't you?
When I was very young. It was probably before the Triple H, whatever.
Yeah, but anyways.
I mean, I was, still like 80s, early 90s, like Sting, Hulk Hogan, the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, I have those.
Wrestling, so the later stuff is after my time.
Well, I still remember that one scene where President Donald J. Trump attacked Vince McMahon and pummeled him. Oh man, on that wrestling scene over 10 years ago. Oh man, that was hilarious.
No comment on that. I missed all that.
Well, there's videos of it all over the place. You can watch it.
I'm sure there are.
Okay, top 5 bands that inspired you.
Top 5 bands.
Yes.
That could be a lot of bands, but let me see 5. We'll have to go from the beginning of just me listening to music in general, and I will say number 1, Chuck Berry. That's the first music I'd really heard. My grandmother got me into it, so
Cool.
hearing that guitar and those riffs to start out with, that was, the coolest shit I'd ever heard when I was fucking 5, 6 year old kid. So I would say Chuck Berry got me into music and rock and roll and blues. Um, and I was into more of that style for a long time. Then I would say Joe Perry from Aerosmith. I was
Cool.
big into Aerosmith in my early teens, and Joe Perry's the reason I wanted to pick up a guitar. And I got into punk rock after that for a while. So as far as punk rock goes, number 3, I would say the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, that's a good band.
I really loved Sex Pistols and what they were doing in their lyrics, and
Mhm.
I would say lyrically and attitude-wise, they kind of molded me in that perspective. And then when I heard Megadeth's Peace Cells for the first time, I was just like, you can fucking play a guitar like that? I didn't even fucking know. So that really changed my world, got me into heavy metal, really changed the way I play guitar, look at songwriting, because Dave Mustaine's just a fucking mastermind when it comes to songwriting and the
Oh yeah.
things he does that are so far out of the box, and Chris Poland's lead style, just everything about Megadeth, huge influence. And from there, I would probably go with Iron Maiden, because maybe a toss up between Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, because everything they do is just so metal and so perfect, and just it's melodic, it's heavy, the lyrics are always great, insightful and deep. So Maiden and Priest for the number 5 influence.
I got Eddie hanging on my wall over there. He's still in his
And he
case,
should be
never
on
opened.
everyone's wall.
No, not the Eddie doll. I bought it at Toys R Us a couple years back. Iron Maiden Eddie doll.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's hanging on my wall.
as I said, Eddie should be on everyone's wall.
Yeah, you should.
Maybe just hang it on your ceiling right above your bed, so you have to stare at it right before you go to sleep.
No, I got Ozzy hanging on my wall, Metal Church, Skeleton Witch. I got Slayer, Motorhead. Too many bands hanging on my walls. So tell me, first concert you've been to?
First concert I'd ever been to was actually Journey and Foreigner. I believe it was
Ooh.
1998.
Ooh.
Steve Perry, I think, was still in the band, and Lou Graham had just reunited with Foreigner. So that was my first live experience out here in St. Louis at Riverport, and it was pretty awesome. I'd known their songs from the radio, but I wasn't really heavily into both bands.
Mhm.
I just kind of with my friends' parents, but I was blown away by the stage show and everything that went on, and it was fantastic. So,
That's cool. Now, how many
so
times?
yeah, I'll always have a soft spot for Journey because of that. I know a lot of metalheads are like, "Oh, Journey, that's
Hey, I know a lot of
shit, that's
metalheads that love
music."
Journey.
But no, Journey will always have my respect, and Steve Perry is a phenomenal vocalist. So suck on that, anyone who wants to shit on Journey.
Oh, a lot of metalheads all like Journey and Foreigner. Trust me, there's a lot of them out there.
I'm sure there are. There's also a lot of elitists out there who just want to shit on everything, but their opinions do not matter.
They're called liberals. So how many times a month do you guys practice?
Month, we practice every week. Sometimes we try to get in 2 times a week,
Ooh.
as much as we can. There's, like I said, a lot to learn and a lot to what we write, so we kind of have to stay on top of it a lot.
So how's your hometown fan base?
Say it again?
How's your hometown fan base?
We're still building it. So far, we've got a pretty good following, and every show that we've played, we get new people that really like what we're doing, and obviously the bands we play with get a lot of mutual respect. So it's been going great so far. This band is it started really good right out the gates. Our first show was at the Heatwave Festival. We just kind of got thrown on at the last second. We weren't really ready, but we did it anyway and got a great response, and that's what got us the Conquest show and played that. And then I think we did a show for Yvonne Voodoo Queen, and we've had nothing but great responses and great crowd reaction at every show we've played. So it's like I said, been really great so far.
Okay,
and
what?
we'll just keep that
Sorry,
going.
sorry. What websites can your band be found on?
um, we obviously have a Facebook, as everybody does nowadays. YouTube, Instagram. I believe we have a Twitter. Erica. Erica's the co-manager of this band, the bass player.
Mhm.
She's my right-hand man / woman. So she does the Instagram and the Twitter, and
You have a female bass
um,
player?
yes, we do.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, yeah, I believe we're on all the social media things, and we're supposed to be launching a website soon. But
That's cool.
he's in control of all of that, so I don't have much info on that. I'm just a singer. I'm just up in front, so.
So, so in the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see your band at?
I have no idea. hopefully touring the United States with the metal alumni like Overkill and Megadeth and Anthrax. That would be fantastic. But
Uh,
I have no illusions of grandeur, so
are you
it's
are you
it'll be
guys
what it is. I mean, 5, 10 years we might all hate each other, and who knows?
are you guys coming to are you guys planning to play Chicago, Wisconsin, and other states in the upcoming spring summer?
That would be fantastic. Basically, if you book us, we will come. You got a fucking zip code, and we'll fucking be there. I mean, if the opportunity is there, yeah, we'll come out and play.
Hmm. I'll shoot you some promoters' ways.
All right, yeah.
So, in your own words, what are the pros and cons in the music business?
In my own words, isn't everything in my own words? Well,
Yeah.
technically, they're not my words. We all use the same words.
Yeah.
You know, share the language. So in my own words, you wouldn't be able to understand. I'm just making a bad joke. Um, the pros and cons of the music industry. Um,
Yeah.
well, there are no pros to the industry side of it. The only pro is that there's music, and nowadays some of it I wouldn't even classify as music. But no, I've been in a band that's had a deal, and you know, did the recording and records and touring and merch and all that stuff. And it's really hard nowadays, and it's almost the industry doesn't matter with with CD Baby and iTunes and YouTube and the internet and how technology has advanced to where anyone can record a professional CD quality, recording. These record labels are almost meaningless because you can self-promote, and there's so many companies out there that can handle distribution for you,
Yeah.
especially on the online platforms. It's almost like the industry doesn't matter. There's a great DIY, mentality in music today, especially with a lot of underground metal bands that, they may not have the reach of the mainstream, but that's all changing. The boat is capsizing, and record companies are falling apart and failing and struggling all over. So I'd say that's a that's a big pro, and hopefully we'll see more heartfelt music instead of this bland, generic trash that's been flooding the radio for
Yeah.
God knows how long. Just plastic music for plastic years. Hopefully we'll get back to talent and originality and people writing because they love it, not because they want to sell a product.
Oh yeah. So now let me ask you this. Now, in your let's do imaginary concert, okay? You guys are
Okay.
playing with four big bands, okay? So you guys are the headliners, but there's another band that's headlining after you. They get to play 4 hours, okay? 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours. You gotta pick a band that has 4 hours worth of music. Then you gotta pick a band that's before you that has 2 hours worth of music. Then you gotta pick another band before that can play for 30 minutes. Then another band before that can fill in for 10 minutes.
Hmm.
10, 30,
This is it.
2 hours, and 4 hours.
Well, I feel sorry for the band that's playing for 4 hours.
Now you
That's
gotta
a
pick a
grueling set.
you gotta pick national act bands now. See, these are national act bands. You gotta
All
pick
right.
4 national antthems.
So the first one was what? 10 minutes, you said?
10 minutes, yeah. You gotta throw in a national anthem in there for 10 minutes. What do you think, DRI?
Well, for 10 minutes, you really got to make an impact here. 10 minutes is basically 2 songs. So, I would pick an up and comer, and I would say for 10 minutes, choose a band. You got to really, if you only got 2 songs, you really got to impress somebody with those 2 songs. So one of the most impressive bands out today, I would say, is Holy Grail. So we'll give them the 10-minute spot. I think in 2 songs they can impress an audience.
Okay.
So 10 minutes we'll go Holy Grail. What was the next step up? A 30 minute.
30 minutes, yeah. 30 minutes.
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
It gotta be an old school band too, old school metal band.
Oh, I'm trying to think. 30 minutes set.
I tossed in Judas Priest for that one.
Oh, Priest deserved more than a 30-minute set. Are you kidding me? 30-minute set. I'll give that to Doyle,
Doyle?
formerly
Okay.
of the Misfits, and he's got 2 new records out. He's
Okay.
going heavy metal. I think that would be a good half-hour set.
Okay.
Doyle, new band.
Now you gotta pick someone for
Holy
2
Grail.
hours.
Say that again.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Judas Priest?
I'm gonna go with Megadeth there.
Megadeth? Okay. What about the 4 hours?
That's easy. As soon as you said a band playing for 4 hours, who's got the stamina and the legacy and the songs for a 4-hour set? It's no question. That's Iron Maiden.
Yes, Iron Maiden. I knew you were gonna toss that in.
Once you could tough out a 4-hour set and still pull it off and still be great from beginning to end and play, 4 hours worth of music and everything be great. So definitely Maiden. So there's my lineup: Holy Grail, Doyle, Megadeth, Maiden.
Okay, see, now this would be my lineup. My lineup for you. For 10 minutes,
Okay.
I would throw in DRI, because they got enough songs covered for 10 minutes. Half an hour, I'd toss in Forbidden. For 2 hours, I would have tossed in... It would have been a split between Slayer or Metallica. Okay?
Alright.
For the 4 hours, like you said, Iron Maiden. Or I could toss in Queensryche, too.
Ooh.
Queensryche has enough
Queensryche.
material to cover that 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm a huge Queensryche fan.
I love Queensryche.
Tattoo on my left wrist, and I have the Judas Priest logo on my right wrist. So.
I'm getting Eddie on my back soon. Or over my Slayer tattoo. I got Slayer on my left arm, and I got Kitty on my left arm too. Kitty and Slayer. You know the band Kitty, right?
I am familiar with them. I'm not too familiar with their music. It was never my style and taste. But
Their music is kick-ass, man.
each their own.
I've seen them live so many times. I actually went to the former bassist player's house to pick up 2 geckos in Indianapolis, and I hung out with her for a couple hours. Me and Dave hung out with her for a couple hours at her house.
That's pretty rad. It's always cool to hang out with your heroes.
Oh, not heroes. They're friends. They're friends.
Well, they're heroes and they become friends.
Well, yeah. When I wanted to first pick up a guitar was 1999, and finally I got a guitar in 2001. It was a Les Paul. It was a blue Les Paul guitar. Then I ended up breaking the strings, and I ended up selling it off. Then I got me 2 more Les Paul guitars. Then I sold those off too, because they were old. Got my money's worth for them. Then I got me the Ibanez in 2010. That's how I...
Sounds good. Sounds like a nice lineup of guitars there.
I like Ibanez. I don't know. I'm attracted to Ibanez guitars.
I'm just attracted to guitars in general. Not in a creepy way, just...
No, I know what you're talking about. So, here's a fun question. Now,
right.
What Smurf character would you consider yourself as?
I'm not too privy on the Smurf mythology, so I'm gonna go with the I remember the cartoon from when I was younger, but not enough. I remember the little the wizard guy, the evil guy in the black clothes, or whatever his name is. We'll go with that one. I'll
He's
be the bad guy. I'm the one
uh
who stomps on the Smurfs, smashes them.
huh. That's cool. Um, well, I mean, I mean, okay, I got two songs that close out the show. It pick
Okay.
from the Fight for Tomorrow or Riot Live. Riot. Now tell me about the songs Riot or Fight for Tomorrow. Let's go with Fight for Tomorrow. Tell me about the
All right.
song Fight for Tomorrow.
The fight for tomorrow is, I mean, it's basically a groove metal song. It's got one that you could tap your foot to. It's not too complex. It's probably our easiest song, and it's technically a cover because it was a song from Lovely Destruction.
Okay.
Well, since we have three members of Lovely Destruction, they wanted to do one of the old songs, so we brought that one back. Everyone loved it when we played it in that band, so we brought it back for this band, and yeah, it's just a song about you know crooked politicians and standing up for yourself and trying to change the world and fight for tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's
And
play it.
this live version was taken from our very first show, so it's a little rough around the edges. We weren't exactly ready yet, but it's live and it's metal, so hopefully everyone likes it.
Oh yeah, let's play it.
Eric Price. Yes. There's a thousand reasons why we should all make up our minds to the evils all around us. All the millions set apart, following us and swear the truth is found us. Rocking in the road is the fate, it's all the same. Little to the slurry path, into the flames. Struggles we have read, against the razor's edge. Now I ask the question, did it go? For the little baby, sparking up the flaming. Time to make it, change it, fight for tomorrow. There's a lot of women in suits, thousands of recruits and the finger on the button. Politicians playing out the masking of a sign of face for the judgment. If we understand of the light, almost the earth, you have for an idea that we can change the world. For who we have been, against the leader's end. Now I let the question begin. For the legal thing, marking back the flaming. Time to make it, change it, fight for tomorrow. Fight! 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 Material!